Welcome to Sodo Creations, where we make your imagination a reality. Today we're setting up a backdrop that was given to me by Mocsicka. So I bought the stands myself. They contacted me a few months ago and asked if I would do a video showing their fabric backdrops. I haven't used this before. I remember in the past looking into other companies that make the fabric backdrop that just fits around a metal frame. So I was happy to do it. I haven't opened the box yet. Sorry about that. I'm at the event center, but I don't want to edit and all that. This is real life. So I agreed to do it, and I looked into their backdrops because they wanted to customize the fabric to whatever design my backdrops use. And you know, if you've watched my videos for a while, that I use wood backdrops. But I thought, well, I might as well try it out, especially if it works out, then I can always buy the different style fabrics and use that for my backdrops, and I can take it down and package it back up. I guess that would be the good thing, where I don't have wood panels everywhere. So today we're going to, that's the box right there, we're going to unbox it and see. I'll give you my feedback on what I think, and they also customized the backdrop as well to what I wanted. This style I've seen in the past online, and I've always been so excited to make the design. So this was my opportunity to do it. It's for a baby shower. I hope you like it. If this is your first time tuning in, don't forget to subscribe. Click the subscribe button now so you don't forget, and give me a like if you like the video by the end of watching it. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for all your support, and I've been reading your comments about the event center. I'm still putting those videos together in the back, so I'll have those videos coming up shortly. It might be kind of a series just to get those who are interested in the event center to see all our updates. But I am at the event center today. This is the foyer area. We do have our first event coming up this weekend. I'll do a video on that, so don't forget to subscribe. Lots of stuff coming up, but I decided to do this real quick because they've been waiting for me to put out the video. So I'm gonna do it, and then I'll give you some feedback. So let's get on with it. Like I said, ever since I got this box, I have not opened it, so we're gonna open it together and see what it looks like. I didn't expect that the backdrops would come in 3 separate bags. The bags are pretty nice and sturdy and well packaged for, the backdrops are well packaged for what we're using it for. It's great because if you have just one backdrop you need to set up, you can just take one bag depending on the size you need to use it for. So they come all wrapped in this plastic, so I had to take time to remove each one off. But this top piece here is connected, as you can see. I kind of slowed down to show you how each of the pieces just click together. It has that metal, you push the metal knob in so that it slides through, and then it pops out through that hole. So that's the top arch part. The backdrop I chose, they told me they had 2 different types, one cheaper than the other based on the quality. So I went for the more expensive backdrop and purchased this one myself, and they gave me the fabric for the backdrop for this video, and they are offering you guys a 15% off discount if you purchase from their website. I will put an affiliate link. If you use the affiliate link, then I get a certain percentage of the purchase. But from my end, it's only for about a month. But with this 15% off, using the affiliate link, you'd always get the 15% off, and you can use that anytime. So I appreciate your support. If you use the link, regardless, you still get the 15% off. So I've assembled the first one, and I got stuck with the base of the backdrop because the ends of it have this black rubber that kind of blocks off where you would insert the legs, or I say legs, the base. And I couldn't figure out why they had that on there or how it was supposed to be attached. So I put that aside to assemble the next piece. I'm always in a rush. Feels like that's the story of my life, but my goal is to try to do this as fast as I can so I can move on to other things and be home for our nighttime routine. But I'm rushing here to get the bigger arch set up, same way I did the other one. And you can see where it's the same method. They all kind of click together, except the longer arch has just that longer piece on both sides of the metal. And I'm assembling again like I did the first piece. The metal is pretty sturdy. I believe it's aluminum, and it's pretty good. Moving on to the third one. So they gave the backdrops, each backdrop in each bag, because it fits the bag. It fits the backdrop, and it's custom made to each backdrop. They actually measure their backdrop and make sure that they fit nice and snug on each one so you don't have issues. So I called my husband to help out because I figured that black rubber piece is supposed to pop off. So he was able to help me use an Allen wrench to get it off. And I'm trying to do that on this one because some of them were all the way in. It was hard to get it off. I don't know. To me, that was the unnecessary part of this whole thing, but I had to try to get all that off. And of course, we're switching cars because it's time to pick up the kids, but I had to do this video so that I get this out of the way, out of my to-do list. So now I'm assembling the last part, and you'll see it just stands up. They're pretty sturdy. They made the backdrop, so I have the blue, I have the pink, and I have the tan with the beautiful pregnant lady on it. The only thing here is they were supposed to do blue on one side, pink on the back side, so that I could do a triple backdrop, which was the plan here. But I realized I cannot do that because I would have to change my whole plan or make a gender reveal design. And so I'm going to use just 2 panels here to create this design. You can see how snug the panels fit on here. You can steam them as well if you need to. I ended up not steaming because it was getting late, but there's a zipper on the bottom so that it stays all secure on the backdrop and doesn't lift up on the bottom. So I'm here just thinking out my plan. Now this one, I asked if they could do white on one side and tan on the opposite side, just so I have more options when I'm styling. If I decide to do a different design, then I can always do that. I really love this picture. In the past, I thought about projecting that image on my wood backdrop and drawing it out myself, but thankful they were able to provide this for me so that I can create my design. So this is what I'm gonna work with right now. It looks good. I want to show you guys how it's assembled, of course. So it has numbers where you just combine the same numbers on each end. There's a 3, and then you have the 6, and then 1 here and 2 here. This piece at the top, you saw it's all one piece. So that comes with a rope or a string that connects in between here, so it stays together, and you just have to put the pieces. The bottom part was the only issue, so that's that. It's pretty sturdy. Of course, if you're using it outdoor, you would have to put weights, but you can put weights from the back, so because the legs extend out pretty well, so it's stable. I'm just trying to figure out what design I want to do now. They were supposed to do white in pink in front and blue on the back of the same one, 2 of those, but they ended up doing all pink because I wanted to do where I could do 2 pinks to extend the full design, but we'll have to just use these 2 for now. So I'm gonna prep the balloons and we will start decorating. I'll go with the tan just to give some color to the room because my tablecloths are gonna be white. So that is that. I don't know if I want to steam this, but we'll see. I'm just gonna fix here, get that fabric out so that it touches the bottom, and here, there we go. Stand all that to the ground. Okay, let's inflate some balloons. So when I was planning this backdrop, I really wanted to use a shade of pink that would match. So I bought a bunch of the pastel pinks and I realized they're not gonna work because they're a lot lighter than that pink shade. But this Qualitex Fashion Pink works perfectly. It's the exact color as the backdrop. So that's what I'm gonna use for this. I'm using my 5-inch balloons to create some filler clusters first because my pump is already set to inflate the 5 inches. So I'll use that. I also wanted to incorporate some rose gold to this backdrops, and main reason because when I thought about the setup for a baby shower for a girl, I wanted to use my rose gold charger plates. That's the biggest reason. So I thought the rose gold balloons would match really well. These are the Vitalitex rose gold. They're different from the ones I've ordered in the past. This one has less of that metallic finish and more of a rose, a pink tone to it, which is very beautiful. So we're done. We don't need as many now that we are not using making a triple backdrop design. So I'm inflating my bigger balloons. I'm going to do one pair with a 5-inch and a 12-inch and an 18-inch, and making 6 of those to form a cluster. I like clusters of 6 because they are not choking the other balloons when you do 8. I've seen some people do 8, and depending on how you twist it, I guess, but every time I've done 8, it just looks like some of the balloons are too tight and choking. So we do the same with the rose gold, and we're going to use white as well for this design. First, we have to find a way to attach our balloons to the backdrop. So the best way I could think of doing this, because my clips were too small, not wide enough to go around the metal, I use safety pins. So I'm going to pin where I want to attach the balloon, and I'm going to show you a close-up here once I'm done. And I'm going to use 260 cube balloons to tie through the safety pin. So here's a close-up. Let me show you guys a close-up. Okay, so we have our safety pins. I pinned it all the way to the back. It tugs on the fabric a little bit, which is good, but you can see where I have them all pinned right there. And so on the front end, I just loop it through and tie, double knot it, and it stays in place. You do want it to stay where you tie so that it's not moving, but no big deal. Once we tie this, we can pull and it stays. So that was the strategy that's what I'm gonna use. Sorry, I can't talk today for some reason. So normally you see that I put the clips, which would have been easy, but the metal diameter is too thick for the clips to fit. I'll show you guys here. My clips usually get these, but they're not gonna stretch wide enough to go through here. That's why I had to think off camera another way, and I think the safety pins are gonna be perfect. So let's get on with the tutorial. So it's time to assemble our garland. I'm going to alternate colors. So I'm going with the white, pink, and rose gold. I'm just going to alternate that pattern. I'm using the necks of my clusters to attach together. So I'm just tying necks together to form the garland. Once you have the desired length, then we can start assembling. At this point, I decided to change from the tan to the white because I didn't feel like the tan looked good with that rose gold. I would use more neutral colors if I have to use the tan, and kind of go with I was thinking like the boho look, so I might do another design later on in the future. So if you like that idea, give me a thumbs up and I'll do a boho setup with some pampas grass and maybe do the blue backdrop instead of the pink, just to change things up and you guys can see. But one thing I wanted to add about these backdrops are the quality of the fabric are really nice. They're thick, they're dense, they're not transparent, which is really good when you're creating designs, because sometimes you use the wood board because you know it's not going to be see-through. These look really nice and dense, as you could see before. Also, with the frame itself, it's really easy to assemble. I think initially, once you get all that plastic off of it, it's easy to assemble. I like the fact that I don't have to carry a big board. If I need to go somewhere, then I can just carry that little bag with me and assemble real quick and take apart easily. I don't even need a truck to transport because it fits in that small bag. So those are a few pros for that, you know, and the stand is pretty good. The only thing is you have the option to pick different colors, so you would have to invest in different color backdrops, which is a lot easier than having to paint the backdrop every single time. Sometimes when you imagine whatever you're going to design, you don't know how it's going to turn out, but I really like the way it looks. The backdrop looks nice, but I decided to add my filler clusters, and then we're going to finish off the foyer area. I'm actually in the foyer area, and I decided to do this so I can do a full setup in case clients need to come in and do a tour of the venue. They can see a potential way of how they can set up the space for themselves. So we're going to do a tablescape here so that it just gives people more of an idea of how to use the space and the size. Obviously, you'll see the room is big enough to even put 2 of those long tables, but because of time, I decided to just do a quick setup so that it's complete. So if you're not subscribed yet to the channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button. If you like the video, you're interested in the boho style, probably for a boy baby shower, let me know in the comments so I can prep that video or start getting ready to record that video. I decided to use 2 8-foot long tables to set up the space, so I'm going to use my white tablecloth and just finish off the space. So I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the video and let me know any videos that you would be interested in watching in the future so I can have that on my list to start planning for you guys. So we're putting cushions on all the chairs. These are my white Chiavari chairs. I have the same in gold, and I decided that the white would look the best for this. Those are the rose gold chargers that I was talking about. They're the star. I had to check because they're not quite the same rose gold, but it ends up working just fine. That's me looking to compare the shade of rose gold, but it works fine. We're going pink on pink on pink. Another shade of pink for our napkins and our runner on the table. So different shades. You'll see my centerpiece here, large centerpiece, also with some pink florals. Napkins are going on. We'll have our candles and the floating candle with the cylinder vases. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for your support.